In our previous experiment, we learned how to use an RGB LED with an Arduino Uno. Were you able to successfully complete the previous experiment, or did you encounter any issues? In this lesson, we will continue to explore the usage of RGB LEDs and become more familiar with them. RGB LEDs consist of three LEDs, red, green, and blue, packaged into one. By controlling the intensity of each LED, various colors can be produced. RGB LEDs comes into two types, common anode and common cathode. In a common cathode RGB LED, all three LEDs share a negative connection. These LEDs have 4 pins, one for each LED and one common cathode. This is the RGB LED that we used in the previous experiment. In contrast, common anode RGB LEDs have all three LEDs sharing a positive connection. They also have 4 pins, one for each LED and one common anode. Now, let's review the previous experiment setup. In the experiment, we have used an RGB LED with a common cathode. However, when we replace it with a common anode RGB LED, it did not work. So, what can we do to fix it? Well, we already know that the common pin of the common cathode and common anode is different. Therefore, we need to change the physical connection with the Arduino pin. In the previous experiment, we connected the longest pin or the common pin of the RGB to the ground of the Arduino. However, for the common anode RGB LED, we need to connect this longest pin or the common pin to the 5V pin of the Arduino. When it comes to the Arduino code, we only need a few extra lines of code to make it function properly. The setup and loop function will be the same. We will not change anything. But let's modify the last function by adding a few lines to make it work. This additional part of the code will only execute if the common anode is defined in the beginning. Otherwise, it will work the same as the common cathode RGB LED experiment. To define that the RGB LED is a common anode type, you can add a line of code at the beginning of your program to define the common anode variable. This should be done before the setup function. With the additional line of code, we can upload this to use for the common anode RGB LED with an Arduino. But if you want to use it again as a common cathode, you can just simply delete the additional line or make it a comment line. After uploaded the updated Arduino code and change the physical connection from ground to 5V, and we can see it working properly and cycle through colors red, green, blue, yellow, purple, and aqua.